I'm all about building affordable gaming PCs, and I usually buy 99% of my parts online. This time, I decided to give Aliexpress a shot. I bought an assortment of random PC items. After ordering about 3 weeks ago, everything has finally arrived. Today, I'll be unboxing all the packages that I bought and sharing my first experience with Aliexpress. Stick around till the end because I'll be using a few of these parts to build a budget-friendly gaming PC. Here's everything I ordered. Well, at least I hope so. Let's open it up. Let's go ahead and start with the smallest package we have. I'm gonna try not to show my address on any of these. Okay, so these are all little fan splitter extension cables that I got. They're all PWM, one 4-pin, splits into 4. That's actually really nice to have. And they have some 3M adhesive, so you can stick them all throughout the case. Now let's move on to these boxes. These look like motherboards. I hope they are, because I did order some motherboards. Yep, looks like a motherboard right there. Okay, we actually 2 motherboards in one box with some IO shields, antennas, and little SATA data cables. Getting all these accessories is really nice to see. That's an awesome little first impression there. Was not expecting that. So this is an ASRock A320M AC. It is a simple micro ATX motherboard, only 2 RAM slots, 1 M.2 slot, and very basic rear IO, but it is on the AM4 platform. It does have onboard Wi-Fi. These will be really good for some budget AM4 builds. Now this next box, I'm assuming it's 2 of those same motherboards. It indeed looks like I was correct about my assumption. More IO shields, more Wi-Fi antennas, and more SATA data cables. Okay, now for this bag. It's kind of heavy. I'm gonna rip it open right here. Oh my, I got a ton of cable extensions. Oh geez, I forgot how many I bought. We got a lot of white Formula, I don't even know what I'm saying, but we got a lot of these white cable extensions from Formula Mod. They were all white, the white on white with white combs. I think I bought 14. Okay, not 14, 6. I do remember buying 6, but they were a really good price. I think they were $14. We also got some other little packages. Let's go see what they are. Okay, so these are little wireless USB adapters. Just plug into a USB port and you can connect to the Wi-Fi wirelessly. I bought a bunch of these because I want to start including them with all of my computers that I sell. This next little package, okay, these are a bunch of RGB controllers that I wanted to try out. They are SATA powered 3-pin ARGB, and they also come with a little remote, so that's why I bought these. This next little package, little RGB strips, SATA powered RGB strips. These were about $1 each. These are really simple to add to any build if you're missing out on RGB. And if around $1, you can't complain. Now for another bag. Seems like another motherboard box, actually. Oh my goodness, how many times I gotta wrap something, bro? We got 2 other bags. Oh my, bags inside bags, bro. All right, this is another USB Wi-Fi adapter. That's probably what this is. Yep, 2 little packages in a little package. I remember buying this. Okay, so these are some RAM kits. These should be 32 gigabytes of DDR4, 32 here and 32 here, all white, and they should have been around $40 on AliExpress. They were on like some type of AliExpress deal. Go and open them up and verify the capacity on them though. Ooh, those sticks look really clean. Okay, so yeah, they do say 16 gigs on both sticks. So I hope it's 16 gigs and then 16 gigs and not 8 and 8. We will have to get these into a motherboard. If they aren't 32 gigabytes, I am going to return these because I'm not gonna pay 40 bucks for a 16 gigabyte kit of RAM. That's just ridiculous. Okay, let's see what this box is. So this is that white B450 machinist motherboard that you've probably seen on AliExpress a few times and maybe on YouTube. It is around $50. It's a super basic AM4 motherboard, but it is on the AM4 platform. Like I said, you still get 2 RAM slots as well and an M.2 slot. And like the other motherboards, no little CMOS battery, but that's all right. I actually bought 2 of these. I already unboxed one of them, and we're gonna use one of them when we build that budget computer. We got another machinist motherboard, MATX. This motherboard is another like all white board. It looks really clean actually, but this is more budget than that AM4 board. This is on the X99 platform, which you see a lot of people use those Intel Xeons in super budget builds. And that's what I'm gonna do in the near future, so stay tuned on the channel for that. I bought this because it was on sale and I don't even have a CPU to test it out. Okay, last two packages. These are the biggest ones. This is a computer case that I bought from Aliexpress. I actually bought two of them. They're exactly the same, so we're only going to open up one right now. Let's see what it is. So first looks at this box. It is a little dented. Not sure if the camera can pick it up, but let's just hope it is safe. It is tempered glass. All right, let's do the reveal. As you can see, this is like a fish tank style case, and I want to say it was around $35. Comes with no fans, but for 35 bucks just for the chassis, you can't really complain. You can buy fans, a 3-pack of RGB for around 15 bucks. We get a decent front rear I/O. We have a USB 3 port, at least it looks like USB 3. We have 2 USB ports, a combined audio jack, a little reset switch, and then a power button. But first impressions, just kind of feeling it in my hands. It feels like the same quality as a DIY PC or some of those cheaper Sama cases that you find on Newegg. It didn't arrive dented, so I guess I can't ask for much. But anyway, since we finally have everything unboxed, I'm gonna pick up this mess on the floor, and then we're gonna build a computer using this white B450 motherboard. And if you wanna see me go all in and build a custom computer using one of these cases from AliExpress and buy all the other parts from AliExpress, then let me know down below in the comments and maybe we'll do that in the future. Without further ado, let's build this PC. For the parts I'm using from AliExpress, we have the motherboard, white cable extensions, and a simple USB Wi-Fi adapter. Before I started, I wanted to confirm that all the parts were working, so I set everything up on a test bench and quickly got to the BIOS. This was my first time seeing a machinist BIOS, and it's pretty basic, but after looking around, I was happy to see I could enable the RAM XMP and disable secure boot. If you want more info on this motherboard, I recommend checking out Brian's video on it. He went super in depth with the testing. Now, since the motherboard is all white, I decided to go the extra mile and custom paint some parts for this build. I started with the RAM. Using a heat gun, I carefully heated the RAM sticks. The goal here is to melt the thermal tape or whatever adhesive the manufacturer used. Once it's hot enough, be patient and gently pry them apart. Just be careful as they can get quite hot. If it's still tough to pull them apart, just add more heat. I then sanded them down. Before painting, I wanted to mask off the logos and the specs to keep them visible and applied 3 to 4 coats of spray paint. While that was drying, I moved on to the GPU, which I fully disassembled and sanded down the shroud. Luckily, it's only a 1-fan card, so spray painting didn't take too long, and after reassembling it, the GPU turned out looking fantastic. As for the RAM, reassembly was pretty simple. I used double-sided thermal tape, applied a strip to each side, and the heat spreader stuck really well. And here's the completed build. I think it turned out looking great, but let me tell you about the specs. For the CPU, I went with the Ryzen 5 2600, which still packs a solid punch for 1080p gaming. I paired it with 16 gigabytes of DDR4 clocked at 3200 megahertz, and for storage, I used a 512 gigabyte M.2 SSD from eBay. The graphics card is a budget GTX 1060 with 6 gigabytes of VRAM, also from eBay. Kind of a funny story, I got a bit scammed on this GPU. The seller listed it as a GTX 1070, but it was actually a 1060. I reached out on eBay for a partial refund, and luckily they came through. It started out as a loss, but turned out to be okay. I wish I could say that was it, but during testing, this computer kept giving me the blue screen of death. Great. I think the RAM's broken. The error code was like page fault in non-paged area, and after some quick research, I decided to swap the RAM, hoping that was the issue. And since I was doing that, I decided to test the RAM kit that I unboxed earlier, just to double check the capacity, and I couldn't even enable XMP on those sticks, which left them running at 2400 megahertz, which is far too slow for Ryzen. I then tried a different kit and the crashes stopped. I wanted to keep the white look, so I swapped around the heat sinks on the faulty RAM kit with another Corsair kit, which matched the original setup, and now it performs great. I was quite surprised with this computer because it was actually handling Call of Duty Black Ops 6 pretty well. I played on Nuketown at 1080p with low to normal settings, and I used AMD FSR 3.0. I'm pretty happy with the results. We averaged 67 FPS with a 1% low of 51. Not bad for a brand new game. In Fortnite, I played at 1080p with DirectX 12, TAA on, 100% 3D res scale, far view distance, and everything else on low. I couldn't find anyone to fight, so I ended up just driving around and even found a llama. We averaged 134 FPS, which was pretty solid. This computer offers some great price to performance. My total cost for this thing is right at $240.47, and for anyone curious, I will be selling this on Java, and all the profits will be going towards my flipping PCs until I buy a house series. But overall, I'm pretty happy with Aliexpress. As you saw in the video, you can get some pretty good deals on some tech items. I thought the prices on the cables and motherboards were fantastic, and they also sell other parts like CPUs and GPUs. So let me know if you'd be interested in seeing a fully custom PC build from Aliexpress. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe if you loved it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.